President and leader of the New Democratic Party, my colleague in Parliament, Dr. Friday, Patel Matthews, those who also came down to support us, Mr. Shearer, Mr. Cruikshank, I believe Mr. Stewart is somewhere around, and I must say to you that I also have a good team, Mr. Joseph, Mrs. Florence James, who have been working so hard. Sorry, Mrs. Florence Adams, who have been working so hard. Sorry, Mr. Adams. I'm very sorry. Sorry, Mr. Adams. And ladies and gentlemen, and the young Democrats, and I want to say to you tonight that the wind of change is blowing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And no matter how long you take, you have to call it. No matter how long you delay, you have to call it. And when you do decide to ring the bell, Mr. Man, I'm sorry for you and your party. Because the New Democratic Party is going to take charge of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we're going to rescue this sinking ship and bring back the glory days so that you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you won't have to suffer anymore. We have the right leader. I heard Mr. Scrub, the young Democrat, say, if we tell you A, don't look for me. Because whatever he has said in the parliament, in and out of Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you all have lived to see that it has come true. So what are you waiting for, St. Vincent and the Grenadines? You know when the bell, when they decide, and you know what? The man say, if we get him vexed, you know what? He too vexed that Anim is getting it right all the time. That is why he didn't want to call the day. He is too vexed. But it's not only on him. I believe when he sit over on that side, the government side, and he look across, and he see the men and women over, he say, oh my God. Lord, what am I going to do? Behold! What a group of men and women who has been saying to me and making my government look very small, because I'm telling you, it's the opposition have been saying, and we've been proven right, and we have been to a certain extent. Make sure that St. Vincent and the Grenadines didn't go down the drain. If we weren't there, I would have sorry for what St. Vincent and the Grenadines would have been like. And I'm going to start with health. In my constituency, the last time I got to Parliament and I was highlighting the plight of the people of the Grenadines, and I remember I got so passionate, because when you look at what has been happening to my people, and I'm still passionate, you know why? Because a good partner of mine, who the people of Myro look up to, a community worker, he died. You know why? Because he didn't have a clinic on the island of Myro. There were no health personnel there to offer the kind of assistance that he needed. Because the New Democratic Party built a clinic on the island of Myro. It had been operational until the ULP came into governance of this country. And what has happened? They closed it down. And you leave an island without a nurse. And the doctors only, the doctor only visit once per month. Sometimes they're lucky if the doctor comes for that one trip per month. So that whether you're over there and you're sick, I have seen people all hour of the night, and you know, sometimes I know, because they call me all hour of the night, sometimes 12, 1 o'clock in the night, I get a phone call. Mr. Ollivierre sick. Come down to the wharf to transport us to the clinic. All hour of the night. I remember, what ambulance you talking about? Oh, I am the ambulance. Oh, now you get it right. Oh, you get it right. Yeah? So if you want to call me Myro ambulance, call me that. I remember one day a good partner of mine, his father sick, in a wheelchair. And he called me. He said, please, we need your assistance. That man was in that wheelchair. They put him on the back of a van that you normally use to transport your rice, your cattle, your lumber, your goat, and all kind of things. And carry him up to the health center. When he was ready, they couldn't get the van. And he had to push his father in a wheelchair all the way from the clinic up on Clifton Hill, down to the bay, to catch a speedboat to go back to my road. And then you say you care about people. But I want to tell you that any government who fail to provide even basic health care for its people has committed a criminal act. And sue me for that. You have committed a criminal act. You leave the people on my road to fetch for themselves and to die because you don't care about them. Because if you had cared about them, you would have been better. You would have done better. And when I talk about it in Parliament, you know what we heard coming from the other side. Dr. Friday could tell you. Why all you don't move up and come to the mainland? That was the solution by a government who said they are responsible and they love people. And you had the heart to be coming to the Southern Grenadines to campaign. I heard a boasting about the building. The doctors and nurses quarters, the building up there now. And they say, look what we're doing now. We're building this and we're building that. But let me tell you, since, what's his name? Dr. Slater left Parliament so long, and since he was the Minister of Health, I have been tirelessly in and out of Parliament complaining about the building. Dr. Slater had then said the building was condemned, you can't use it. Look how long they have the people suffering, and now you're boasting that you're building it. When, for years, you had neglected the people of Union Island. And the people here, if I give every one of them the mic, they will tell you of the wars, the health wars. You know what is bad? What is even worse? Mr. Yusuf, if you get sick, and you have to, anybody here, and have to travel to the mainland, and you need the assistance of a nurse to go along with you, you better have money to pay the nurse flight too. You better have money to pay the nurse flight. I hear now they're talking about they're offering a little assistance. Assistance what? You know, if you have to take a blood test, you have to get up 5 a.m. in the morning to go to the clinic, to pull the blood, to send it on the fast ferry or any boat to St. Vincent, 5 a.m. So if you that sick and you can't get up your bed to go up there to take that blood test, crap out, smoke your pipe. And you know what happens? Sometimes if the people, whoever they send in hospital are aware, forget to pick it up and it's spoiled, be prepared to get up 5 o'clock again to go and do it. And that is to tell you how they care about us down here. Because if they had cared the first time they send it up, they would go and pick it up, so they don't care about Grenadines people. But we know the New Democratic Party government cares. And as long as this party is in government, you take your blood test right up there. You could go any hour too. You understand? Now, this government has the poorest record in history when it comes to the maintenance of any health facility in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know that. Ashton Clinic, the nurse had to run woodlice upstairs. The clinic for the woodlice tending to word lice now. The nurse couldn't take it. So if word lice upstairs, what happening downstairs? The clinic is downstairs. The nurse's quarters upstairs. And word lice upstairs. So what going on downstairs? As the man said, word lice in the pocket of the government. So you're treating the people of the Grenadines in such disdain. As a man used to say, Patel, I never know if you watch his car, make sure he's a dirty, how you go? He's a dirty act. It's a wicked, dirty act. The way let me go down, let me start over. It's a wicked, low down, sinful, dirty act. The way the UNP is treating Grenadines people. Because I am telling you, you think I have health problems, also check Dr. Friday and he will tell you also what is happening in the health services up there. But Friday will talk for himself. I talking for me. You know what happens up there? Years ago, since I entered Parliament, somebody down here said to me, Mr. Ollivierre, that's 2001. They purchased a generator for the Union Island Hospital. Find out where it is. From since then to now, I have been asking, where is the generator for the Union Island Hospital? Somebody tell me it was on the ground somewhere in the hospital yard. I don't know. If it go over to the other side over there, so the generator, you know the side when... Yeah. All right. But you know what happened up there in times of emergency? I remember one instant. They had a baby up there. Vinlek took the current. The nurses have to be on the line calling Vinlek, please put it back. We have an emergency. Put it back. You have no generator. So when things kick in and you have emergency, nothing at all. It's the same thing in Canaan. The generator for the station is supposed to be connected to the clinic, and up to now, as the people would say, donkey years now, and you have no connection. So when the current gone, especially if you go for long hours, and you have the medication that have to be refrigerated, you know what happens to it. I remember, it's last year, chicken gonya. Oh Lord. It took over Canaan. Then it came to Union. I said, oh God, help the people of Myro. Because at least Union and Canaan can go and get a little tablet. Myro have nobody to look to. Not a soul. And you are talking about you care for the people of the Grenadines. You should be ashamed. Because now, the same money that you're down here, using to bribe people here and there, with blocks, lumber, cement, all of that, why the hell, I can say hell, didn't you fix the health services within the Southern Grenadines? Why you didn't fix that? But you have no time with us at all. So I am saying to you, any government who neglect basic health service, you know what happened? A woman was in Myro. I don't know if her time came too quick or whatever. The husband had to bring her, put her in a speedboat, coming across Montrose, baby. The husband had to turn over the wheel to the boat boy who came with him and deliver his own child in a speedboat. When they reach here again, they call the ambulance. I must admit, I was on the mainland that time. So ladies and gentlemen, you see the care that this government have for this country. But I want to say to you, the people of Myro, we the NDP build the Myro. We the NDP build the clinic in Myro. We had staffed it. We will make sure. We will do it again. You don't even have to wait long. They said they have to repair the clinic in Myro, and time after time when you ask the question here, this and that, and we have to do a little thing, and you have to go to tendering. It's still tendering. I never see a clinic tendering so long. Okay? Look, the man who built the clinic right here. I was teaching in Myro when that clinic was fully operational. Doctor service like joke. Every time I sick, I go over and he say, "You want 5 days?" I say, "No, I go home. I serving my people. Give me the medication. I go back by the school and teach." Myro, they had young people group. They had the what you call the group, the diabetics group and all thing over there. They didn't have current in Myro at that time. But the government provided a generator then and everything was working properly. Now you have current, you have no nurse, the nurse gone and the clinic closed up.
That's it.
Under a ULP government.
People that is not.
In Union here. Oh God. Sometimes you never hear people. You go up there, we can't get this, we can't get that. When I have to take what do you think, they choke your finger and the little blood run out and thing. They don't even have the little strip. You have to walk with your own strip, and somebody getting $118,000 a year. And they're boasting, I ain't doing nothing, and they're walking around in style. The resources of the government is available to them. But what are they doing it? What are they doing with it to help you, the people of the Southern Grenadines? You know, when the NDP was in government, the MPs of the ULP used to get a quarter every quarter to do something in their constituency. When they reach in government, they benefited from that. You know, the first month they said, nah, they cut it out. So now we don't even get a red cent, a black one, a pink one, whatever color you want to put to it, to do anything for our people in the Grenadines. You understand? That is how this government moves. And then they're telling me, I had some sheet a day. Anyhow, they give us, I remember that so good, 21 sheets. Mr. Eustace gave me 6. He gave, Friday, you didn't get more than me, about 6. And he kept the rest. So when this is in 2001, I'm talking about. So we gone. Get people full of the sheets, this and that. Months after, because I believe, you know, you're neophyte, you now come and you think, you can just go and say, hey, I want that you're getting it. Months after, people come and say, Mr. Ollivierre, we ain't getting nothing, so I match up, I gone to the minister. This is what the minister said to me. We have somebody in union operating the program, so I must go to me. Could you understand the lack of disrespect for an elected member of a constituency? Disrespect, total disregard and disrespect, and telling me I must go to him. Now I hear when you sign up the form and they send it up, it goes somewhere and they watch the list and they say, Patel, you're not getting none, you're in. Okay, no, I think Beatrice is NDP too, they cross off your name. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry for you. You ain't getting them here. And that is how they operate. And the people who really need it can't get it. But I have news for you, especially for the poor and the disadvantaged and the elderly. We will set a program in place. That we will, you have some people up and down the place, sometimes they go here, they go there. You understand? We will make sure that you do the right things. We will send you to take an estimate Send you to take an estimate of the poor person's house. And when you come back with that estimate, we give you the lumber, this, that, and everything, and we send you to fix it. That is what the NDP is all about, providing assistance for those who need it. There are some people who get it once. They get it twice. As a matter of fact, every year they get in. They store under the house, in the back of the house, inside the house, under the kitchen, all around. And when it pile up, they make a sale. And you, the poor people, can't get it. The NDP is not about that. We would ensure that you, the poor, and you love to talk, but you love the poor. And oh God, you know why they love the poor? You know why they love the poor? You know why they love poor people? Patel, I want to tell you why they love poor people. Because they could come to you and they know you're poor. And they come with too little thing and they say, hold that. And it is less than crumbs that they give you. And you, the poor person, say, oh gosh, I get something. But they only come into you. Check out some people. When do they come to union? When you ever see somebody spend so long in union over a long time? You ever see them spend such a long time in union? Never. You don't see them, but election time is coming. And they want to fool you again. And you know what they're doing to young people? I heard Mr. Scrub talk about young people. You say you love young people. But I will tell you what they were doing now. So you, the young people, whether you apply for nursing, teaching, police, to go in the civil service, immigration, whatever, you will get a phone call now. Hello. I know you have an application. Did you apply? Yes. Well, I will see it there and I will fix it up for you. But don't tell anybody I call you. So what is that? You're trying to bribe the young people again in order to get them to vote for you. You know, one year, you know what they did? They pack up the YES program with a whole set of people. Election time was coming. When they win, about 2 months after, they throw them off the YES program because they don't get the vote. Young people, don't be fooled. My brother talk about sports, and I want to say this to you. It's the young people, the NDP who are thriving. Sports going on in the Grenadines. I remember they had what you call the Grenadines netball tournament. Listen how they love the young ladies of this country. I will tell you the whole story. Friday knows it too. This competition was started by the New Democratic Party somewhere in 1999, because I wasn't here. I was at university when they started it. But when I came, I said, this is something good for the young people. Because it was not only the Grenadines of St. Vincent, they also had the Grenadines of Grenada involved in the competition. So I got involved, cheering up the young people, do this, do that. You had bright stars coming out like the Gordons out of Beckway. You had Nicolette Snag out of Canawan. You have our own Chanel Tittle shining. And get him to play A11 netballs in St. Vincent. Chanel was even selected. Nicolette even went for tryout for the national team. And we were having something good going on. But 1 year, I think it's 5 years ago, in the middle of the tournament, now remember this tournament was started by the New Democratic Party under the Ministry of Sports. In the middle of the tournament, they stopped the funding. That is how they love young people. They stopped the funding and said, Terrance Ollivierre is benefiting from this tournament. I've never played netball in my life. They found that I was too close to the organizers. Dr. Friday and I went to Parliament and we begged them, please. Even one of the ferry transported them. I ain't even sure up to now if that boat got his money yet, because they refused to carry on the tournament. And that is how they love young people, by stifling the talent. From since that time, I've never heard another name blossoming from the Grenadines in order to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the sport of netball. So they stifled the talent. They said no. And even, I think even at one point, you had something like 4 or so persons from the Grenadines coming through for national service, but they don't want that. But I'm saying to you, under new Democratic Party government, we will start to identify your sporting talent from primary school, and we will make sure you get the right training, because somehow there's a Usain Bolt, there's a Lara, or somebody who can represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines right from the Grenadines. We had what you call the Grenadines games, secondary school games, taking place in Carriacou. Every year we have to go Carriacou, and I know you know why. Carriacou have what you call a big stadium. I remember the first time I went down there, and they took me down. They said, Mr. Ollivierre, our stadium. And I just behold, and I open my big eyes and say, ooh. We have a little crab patch down there. For years, I remember one year I'm home, they called me out. They come down with the sports council, because we're making noise with the playing field now. And they said they'll put gabion basket or what. I asked the man, I said, what is that? I'm not no construction people. Tell me, we put gabion basket and we get it, they level the playing field. They called me on my bed, the man who was supposed to do the grading of the playing field and all that thing 4 years ago. And he gave them the estimate, and they say, yes, we'll give you the word next month and you can start. We're still waiting, yes? Now, our talents that we have here. You know, sometimes I feel sorry for the children, because when they go to Carriacou, and when they go to mainland, and I'm telling you, anytime they go, I go into it. Because I want to motivate them. You don't see certain people there. And when I go to Annisville sometime and they come over and they want to invite me to the big stand over there, I say, come over here. I say, listen, no, they didn't invite me. I come with my people. I sit down with my people. I motivated my people. Alright? Because when the children go up there, and, oh God, it's already the field too big. We can't run that. Because they're accustomed to the little thing they have down here. And you promised them that you would fix it up and make it look nice. We in the new Democratic Party, we will fix it. We will find a place to make a bigger one. And we will get involved in sports tourism. Yes. There's a cricket team that comes here every year from Bradford College or somewhere in England. And when they come here, when they done back straight into the sea, they say they have never been to such a place to play cricket before, and they will come every year. Yeah. Mr. Yusuf talk about the beauty of these islands. Why can't we use it to support sports tourism? Yeah. We have so many things going for us. My brother spoke about the AstroTurf and all of that. We can get something going, but we don't care. They don't care about sports. Because they believe every dollar that they spend in sports, like if they're wasting it. But you must invest in the young people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for them to show their talent. And I am saying to you young people, this is the party that would invest in you. Yes. Education. That is me when you start. When you talk about education, it's me. You say you build a state-of-the-art secondary school in Union Island. From day one, problem. When you open it, you lean up so, you have to jump back. You get shocked. You sit down on your desk, according to what type of shoe you have on, you get shocked. When they wake up, when a dog was electrocuted, right, and they come, it fried and it fried. Smoke coming out of the barbecue dog. Now tell me, if it was a teacher or a student, they would have died. Still, nothing going on. The PTA had to strike, keep all the children home, and say, if you don't come and fix it, we will stay home. You know what's happening now? This is the height of the rainy season. And every 3 days, a truck going to pump water in the tank.
Oh. It is true. No water.
The height of the rainy season. But every week, a truck has to come from somewhere to pump water into the school tank so the school could run efficiently. Now, do you care about people? The rainy season, you can't get water, and up to now, they cannot solve the problem as to why the water isn't going in the tank. So you had electrical, you had water. Anytime you're in certain place in the school and you plug in something, you say, the broad. State of the art. And you're talking about a revolution. But I'll mention, for years, we're begging, please help the people of Mary. You know what is the most distasteful thing in this whole thing when you marry your children? There are people, foreigners, who will visit the island, see the plight of the students, from whatever foundation, organization, whatever you want to call it, and send money to help them in the education, to pay the transportation system, and this government refused to assist its own people. Wicked, sinful, low down, dirty. And the other day, because of the moorings problem in Myro, we hear about something else and we were bust it in Myro. Myro, listen, we coming to bust the news. They don't want you to put down moorings, but other people could do certain things. Tune in tomorrow. The bully go bust. What was I saying again? Yeah. There were people, they investing in the education of students who are not in the same country with them, but our government. You know how many times I go to beg and then they will tell me, people, their children getting money and they're getting such and such money from overseas foundation and this and that. But what you, the government, doing? Their children of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all of us carry one bag for the North Vincentian. So how could you treat the people of Myro like that? You understand? You're not giving any assistance and you're talking about revolution. What kind of revolution in education could that be? We have a plan also for you, the young people. You know, with the, what you call the so-called revolution, and when they're taking everybody, what's the term they use again? Universal secondary education. But I have news for you. In 1984, when the New Democratic Party came into governance of this country, only 34% of the cohorts were entering secondary school, Mr. Matthews. From 1984 until 2001, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was one of the fastest movers in the intake of children in secondary school. We took it to 83%. And that's a fact. And we will check the university records for it too. You check it. So 83 and how much make 100? 17. But they said they have universal secondary education. You're taking 100%. But every year, more than 17%, I believe, dropping out of school. Because you made no provision for the intake of the students into secondary school. We in the New Democratic Party was saying to you, we're doing it step by step. We're providing what is needed for the students. But you came, you took in all, all, and you make no provision for them, you don't care whether they stay in or they're followed by the wayside. But the New Democratic Party will put measures in place to make sure that all children remain in secondary school and graduating. I'm talking about the secondary school. I must say also, Myron, you might get a little jealous, but can I want? From since I entered Parliament in 2001 and I go to the people and I said, what do you want? They said, Mr. Ollivierre, we need secondary education on the island. Because there are some children at that time who pass common entrance and they never go to Beckwith, St. Vincent, or Union to a secondary school. The parents said, we cannot afford to send them. We have nowhere to send them. You understand? And all the people were asking, they say, give us a secondary school up to Form 3. So that by that age, Form 4 and 5, they will be mature enough and able to handle it in a new home. Because when you take 10 and 11-year-olds, some of them who have never even seen the mainland, and they go up there into unfamiliar territory. Lord have mercy on these little kids. But you refuse to do that, even though there were people on the island, developers and private homeowners, and we call the people who just bring in the teachers. Yes, Pisco decided to help. You refuse everything because you want to keep the people in ignorance, but not so with the New Democratic Party. We would raise your level. We will give you the opportunity to honor education and a skill so you can make use. You can make use of yourself and help your family and your community and your country. That is what the New Democratic Party is all about. We have also said in Parliament, we have said it. We will introduce what you call skills training in the schools, where, you know, Carrie come bring out this thing where they say you can be certified in certain skills. There are some countries doing it, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, and all of them, where they're saying do not only leave school with academics, but you can live with a skill. And we are saying, even within the secondary school there were some of the children finding it so difficult that they're dropping out. Let's put in the skills, have on-the-job training. We speak to the private sector in Canada. You can put the secondary school, you speak to the developers, you're building marina and you have all this hotel development, this and that, you have hotels and all of that. Put it in place. That while they do the academics someday, they do the school training on the other days, and we bring in Soval from Trinidad and Hatchus from Jamaica, and you make sure that they are certified. In Union Island, you could talk to the Adam, somebody could go by Miss Brown and learn a little thing. You go over to Palm Island and you make sure that when they leave, they have subjects, they have skills. That will be for the development of the Grenadines and the people of the Grenadines. You have people coming from all over the world, and because they have a little piece of paper, they are certified. They get the jobs. The young people who are here, they have no certification in anything. So if somebody come to you, I, Patel, have a certificate, I don't have any, to say I can do such and such skill, who would you hire? Who would you hire? But every day I go to Canaan, I go to Myro, I go to Union Island, and when you pass the block, oh my God, the young people sitting down there, wasting time with nothing to do. And you self now coming to the young people, giving them a little drink of this and a little drink of that, and say, vote for me, and you provide them with nothing to sustain and help themselves. Oh my God, have mercy on you. Man, ring the bell, let me get rid of you. Ring the bell, because if you check the history of the Grenadines, check the history of the Grenadines and ask yourself, which of the party took care of you, the people of the Grand, and I'm sure you ain't even taking long to think about it. Because you know who? It's the New Democratic Party. We're not coming to fool you. We're not coming to you only at certain times of, you know what I like about this party, and I always tell anybody. We have a leader. This man is the humblest man I have ever met. And I am glad to serve with him. I can take Mr. Eustace to Myro. And wherever house the people of Myro stayed in, he stayed there too. You bring him to Union, it's the same thing. You take him to Cano, and it's the same thing. But some of them on the other side, even when they come down to Union, they even stay in Union, they're going over to Palm Island and they big up there. But the people of the New Democratic Party, from captain to cook, stays in the same place with the people of the Southern Grenadines. So who loves you? Who cares for you? You know, traveling to the mainland. Sometimes when they say Parliament, I come up for meeting, I say, oh my God, I'm not going now. It's not that I don't want to go, but when you reach up there, going up is not the problem. It's when you're coming down. And you reach the gate. And they want to open me a bag. And they want to open every little pocket and take out every little thing. As if the aim is to humiliate Dr. Friday and myself. Sometimes you stand up there and you see people coming through. And they have their graves bag or whatever. And they empty everything on the ground. Sometimes it fall out. Why should the people of the Grenadines have to go through this? And I'm saying to you, the people of the Grenadines, under a New Democratic Party government, you will never suffer such humiliation. That is a burning shame. That you treating your own people like that. It is as if we're coming from some, what you call them, countries again. You're getting on like if we're terrorists. Treat us better than that. We have been sanctioned just like you. And when you coming down and you come here and you're going up, nobody sought you, nobody had time with you. Why are you treating us like that? It's time for those things to stop. They must stop. If you so love the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I am saying to you, announce the date for the general election and let the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines decide who they want to lead them. When you look at the port, and before I start with the port, Mr. Matthews, I know you will talk about it, whether here or Myro, we have a fisheries down there. Now we can't even make ice. Sometime ago the door jam. You can't get in. Okay? If you go and you look at that thing right now, you will want to know what is that. What am I passing? When you look at the condition of that, how can you have people walking there in the first place? It's no wonder they want to rent out all of them. How many years we have been asking, please fix it, fix it, fix. I remember at one point in time they said with Venezuelan, Petra Caribe, I believe, of Venezuelan funds going to fix it. Well, the funds ain't reached yet. I went back and I asked the minister when it's going to be fixed. And then they said to me, I should have walked with the minutes from the parliament, that the stuff have already been put there. Because what happens in parliament, I must tell you, when you hear them answering a question, don't think I go in there and I get up and I ask the question. They got the question, you have to send it in 2 weeks before. If you don't send the question to the relevant minister 2 weeks before, you cannot ask it. Because they have to go and research and get the answer. And not everything you hear there, could I say they ain't telling the truth?
Yes.
Ain't true. And sometimes you, the people of the Grenadines, know it ain't true. Most of the time. They say the material is there to fix it. And it's still there. It's worse than ever before. You understand? We, the members of the New Democratic Party, when we look at the port, we say, nah, that have to fix. New port development, we haven't, what do you call it? The nice sidewalk, you go there, because we realize we have to improve our port if we want the yachts and the tourists to come here in order for you, the business people, to make some kind of money. We also recognize that we have to provide the security so when the yachties come here, they could feel safe. My honorable member from the Northern Grenadines, Taya, talk about that. At one time, they sent a boat to Myro. They say we have Myro police, they could walk there. Something went wrong with the boat, they sent another one. The one that they sent to replace the other one was worse than the one that wasn't working. Then when I asked the question, they say it can't be fixed. Too much money and they will have to get a new boat. You know the people of Myro fix the boat. Yeah. The same boat that they say can't be fixed. The people of Myro get the resources and fix the boat. And up to now, they can't get gas. Sometimes when you have emergency, you have to borrow gas or scrunt a ride. That is how the police in Myro work it. Scrunting a ride when they have to bring down prisoners and things like that. What kind of country are we running? What kind of country are you running? And I am sure that every of the candidates here tonight could tell you all the plights they are facing. Can one you have a wharf? You don't know today or tomorrow, anytime you step on it, whether the whole thing is going to crumble. They say it is temporary. But when you look at it now, you're afraid to walk on certain parts of it. We spoke about it in Parliament, the question, and they say there are people fixing it. When the question went in, 2 days after, I was in Canada and I see people with things spying through here, spying through there. They put in marker here, they put in marker there. 2 months gone, no markers, no people, nothing has been done to the wharf anymore. So anytime they get a question concerning any matter, they run to make it look as if they are doing something. And after that, everything flop and it drop. We don't have no flop and drop in this government. If we tell you you're doing it, we are doing it. There are so many derelict buildings in Union Island. They had a schoolhouse in Bado. Hello? 1 minute. Wait. They were getting a new head teacher for the primary school. They said they're putting him there. They started to renovate. Somewhere, when the renovation, it stopped. The teacher had to be located somewhere else. Then as the months go by, you start to see holes and panel of the door drop out. You see the fridge today, tomorrow you ain't seeing it again. You see the stove, you're watching through, you ain't see it again. The pump that was pumping the water, it gone. And they say that, and you have a man they have a man who, I don't know whether it's fire, let go, send away or whatever, and up to now they didn't tell you the cause or the reason why. You understand? Up to now they ain't said to you what happened. That airport up there full of wars. That airport up there full of wars. How many times we talk about it? Sometimes you have foreigners coming to a country and they can't get a washroom to use at the airport. And when you talk about it, the minister could say all you can ask about is toilet. So what happened to the ministers when the foreigners when they come in there? You give children laptop, and up to now the teachers are not sufficiently trained and feel efficacious enough to use the laptop in the delivery of the curriculum.
The fever?
You care about poor people. But poor people cannot afford the internet. So the children have the laptops. If you on the north side of the school, as if it were north and south, you can't pick up the Wi-Fi in the south part of the school. You understand? That is the type of system we're operating on. You have people coming to this country, you know, when they go to some country, all you have to do is turn on your phone, turn on your laptop, you get Wi-Fi, you get internet, you do what you want. In this country, we don't have that. So we in the New Democratic Party saying to you, when we finish with this country, you could go on the beach, turn on your phone, Wi-Fi. You could go on the mountain top, turn on your phone, Wi-Fi. You are a poor person with a child who cannot afford to buy internet or Wi-Fi or whatever they call it. That person can sit down in the porch, in the bedroom and get Wi-Fi and be able to do their homework, do whatever study they can. That is the New Democratic Party government for you, man. I see every year you have parents coming to me, tears in their eyes. We cannot afford. If the child is doing 8 subjects, you could only pay for 3. And you could only pay for 4. And you have to line up like beggar maids. And people insulting you. And to sit, because I blame some of the workers. I'm blaming the workers, you know. I'm blaming some of the workers. Okay, hear what happened? When the workers put the name on the list, there's somebody who get it and they scratch it off. But under a New Democratic Party government, if your child, I heard a girl got 21 subjects, if your child wants to sign up for 21, she could sign up and we pay for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You understand? That is what the New Democratic Party is all about. But I'm saying to you, the people of Union Island, there is no doubt, there is no comparison that the only party and the party for you is also the party for me. It's the New Democratic Party. Thank you very much.